Yes, good morning, all of you. Now we will be studying about the quadratic equations. In the last class, I explained how to find the sum of the roots and product of the roots. And now we will form a quadratic equation when roots are given. So today's in lecture 4, this we will be studying about that how quadratic equation can be formed. So quadratic equation. Now form a quadratic equation where the zeros are 3 and 2. This is the question. You have to form a quadratic equation. As we study in quadratic polynomial, form a quadratic polynomial. You can form a quadratic polynomial when zeros are given. In that case, we have studied there are two methods to find quadratic polynomial. And what are they? First was the using standard form, and second I explained that it can be formed by the formula. That is x square minus sum of the zeros plus x plus product of the zeros. That formula you can use or the standard form ax square plus bx plus c. But when the quadratic equation you have to form, you can use only the direct formula. So how you will be solving? So this is form a quadratic equation. You can construct a quadratic equation, form a quadratic equation, all are nothing. Zeros are 3 and 2. So given zeros, given roots, here roots are given. Given roots are 3 and 2. So what you will let alpha equal to 3 and beta equal to 2. Therefore, roots, sum of the roots, that is 3 plus 2, alpha plus beta equal to 5. Product of the roots, product of the roots, product of the roots, that is 3 into 2, alpha beta equal to 6, alpha beta equal to 6. So now quadratic equation can be formed by x square minus sum of the roots x plus product of the roots equal to 0. Sum of the roots. So x square minus sum of the root is 5. Product of the root is 6 equal to 0. Answer. So this is the way you can form a quadratic equation. So quadratic polynomial you can form, or quadratic equation can be formed. So this is how we can solve a quadratic equation. Quadratic equation and quadratic. Now second question. Dilate sum of the roots and product of the roots is given. Form a quadratic equation when the sum of the roots are -6 and product of the roots equal to 8. H square form a quadratic equation. Form a quadratic equation when the sum of the roots are -6 and product of root equal to 8. So this type of question is there. So here it is given sum of the roots, that is -6, product of the roots, that is 8. Quadratic equation can be formed by x square minus sum of the roots x plus product of the roots equal to 0. X square minus sum of the root x plus product of the roots equal to 0. So x square minus 6x plus product of the root is 8. So x square plus 6x plus 8 is the answer. So this is how you can do the question. X square plus 6x plus 8. So quadratic equations can be found in this way. Next, so you have studied the quadratic polynomial, and as we have studied the quadratic polynomial, same way the quadratic equation is there. But the only difference is that in quadratic equation we equate the quadratic polynomial by 0. So when quadratic polynomial equated by 0, we get a quadratic equations. So the variety of questions are there, and we have studied in the quadratic polynomial, that is how the quadratic polynomial can be solved. So quadratic polynomial and quadratic equation are the same. So after this we have application of quadratic equations, or you sometimes you have seen that find the value of k. This type of questions are also you will find in the literatures. Find the value of k when quadratic equation x square minus 4x plus k equal to 0 has equal roots. So different questions can be formed on this topic also. So sometimes they can say find the value of k when the quadratic equation has unequal roots, or you can say the real roots, or it may be said that the equations, this equation can be in different forms. It is, I have used only the example, but this question equation can be in the different form. So very important is that now you will say given quadratic equation x square minus 4x plus k equal to 0. Now what is a 1? the coefficient of x square is 1. That is b minus 4. The coefficient of x c is k. So first of all, find out the value of a, b, and c. The equations may be in different form, but the method of solving this question will be the same as I am explaining here. Once you have written a, b, and c, now you will find discriminant value. Discriminant value. Now discriminant value d. Now what condition is given? Condition for equal roots. That is d equal to 0. Condition for equal roots is d equal to 0. Now d equal to b square minus 4ac. So 0 equal to minus 4 whole square minus 4 into 1 into k. So 0 equal to 16 minus 4k, and this will come this side. 4k equal to 16, k equal to 16 by 4. So k equal to 4. Answer. So this is the way you can find the value of k. So determine the value of k, and all this type of questions you will find. After this, now question may be, that is, one root is reciprocal of the other, as we have done in the quadratic polynomial. 1 0 is reciprocal of the other. So what you will say? Sir, 1 0 is alpha, then beta will be 1 upon alpha. Instead of writing 1 0 alpha, the another may be 1 by alpha. That is also correct. But you write 1 0 is alpha, the other will be what? Beta will be what? 1 upon alpha. So alpha plus beta equal to minus b by a. In place of beta, you can write 1 upon alpha, and or product of the root is what? Alpha beta, that is c by a. In place of beta, you put 1 by alpha. If alpha and alpha cancel, you can get the value of k. Depends on the conditions and the situations of the question. So this is only the introduction of the quadratic equation. So we are doing this we are relating this chapter with quadratic polynomial. So for the exam, we have quadratic polynomial, and when quadratic polynomial equated by 0, you get the quadratic equations. So now in quadratic equation, this time only basic concepts of quadratic equation is taken, because this chapter is again in 11th class. So that's why the board has deleted some portion from this chapter. So what we have taken, this is generally the introduction of the quadratic equation. Now if we go to the refresher, you will find, sir, they have said application of quadratic equation in daily use problem. Daily use problem is the word problem. That is the word problem what you have studied in linear equation to variable. That is the same thing. The same problems are in the quadratic equations. So, but only the difference is that in quadratic equation only one equation will be formed, and in linear equation we form two equations, because we were using the two variable x and y. When we are using two variable x and y, two equations are needed. Now, when we are doing the application of the word problem, application of quadratic equation in daily use, what you will find that the question starting of the question will be in the form of linear equation two variable. But when we are forming an equation, that final answer you will get from the quadratic equation. So it is not necessary that it should be started in the form of quadratic equation. It depends on you how you are solving the question. So understand the problem, and after that form an equations, and you will get the answer. I have explained the method of finding the zeros, roots, and all the things by different method. Then I will take one example of word problem. The question may be, the sum of two number is 180 degree. Sum of two number is 180 degrees. So what you will say? And the product of two number is any number. So the sum of two number is 80. So what you will say? Let first number be x, second number be y, and you will say x plus y equal to 180. When I say product of these two number, x into y equal to whatever is given. Some student, how they will start? Let first number be x, second number 180 minus x. Because sum of two number is 180, so one number is x, then another is 180 minus x. So these are the things you have to remember. So it is not necessary that you cannot start with the linear equation 2 variable. You can start with the linear equation 2 variable, but the final answer you will get from the quadratic equation form, and quadratic equation can be solved by two methods, by three methods, but one method is not deleted from this year, so from your syllabus. So first is the factorization method, second is the quadratic formula. So this is the introduction of this chapter. Okay, now thank you.